Well, hello. I'm back in the saddle again with another new inventory showcase for you guys. We just got through Christmas. Hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas, and we are fastly approaching 2025. So I have one last, I should say, showcase for you guys in the year 2024, and I am ready to turn that calendar to 2025. Before we do, I am going to show off this 2013 200 series LX570 that I'm standing in front of. Let me turn the camera around so you can see what it looks like. And there it is. Great spec here. Nebula Pearl, black interior. Carfax shows this as a 4-owner car. This is actually a 3-owner car. The dealer who took it on trade, who I bought it from, they did title the vehicle, so Carfax is going to show that as an owner, even though you can clearly tell by looking at it that it's not a typical normal owner. Fantastic service history on this car. Radiator was done about 10,000 miles ago, and it's got very detailed service history all the way through, most of it being done at the Lexus dealership. Overall, this car is in fantastic overall condition. Again, it's a 2013. It's got 176,000 XXX miles, and is a really nice car. Hard to find spec. I have a hard time finding these cars with black interiors, specifically on the Nebula Pearl color. So as always, we will start with our monitors, and I'll showcase what the car comes with, and then we'll get going on the rest of the video. All right, so let's go. All right, so I'm going to start off showing you what comes with the vehicle. One thing I want to mention, this thing is going to be priced under $30,000, and there's so much value here in this car at this price point. Mileage, color, price point, all of that. I hunt value, and this car screams that. So yeah, here's what we got. We got the Bible. As you can see here, full set of books. We do have 3 keys. I got 2 remote keys, and we do have a wallet key. For those of you who have never seen this, this will start and unlock the car. You can keep it in your wallet, your pocket, whatever. So we'll have 3 keys with it. We do have a DVD remote. Yay, because a lot of times they do not have that. And we do have a full set of tools here. So I would say the only thing, if you want to really nitpick, that's missing would be headsets for the DVD. Everything else is in the vehicle. So let's, I've already got the scanner hooked up. Let's check our monitors. And we will continue to move forward with the video. All right. While our scanner loads up, as you can see, 176,843 miles. We have no other lights on. Light over here is your park assist for your front and rear bumpers. And let's get this out over here. So here we are. We've got our 9 monitors. They're all green, they're all active, they're all ready to be tested, and we have no data stored in the computer. So this car will pass emissions in all 50 states. Nothing to worry about there. I'm going to hop out real quick. Now, as we can see, and I'm going to straighten the steering wheel, we are in the neutral driving position for the active height control. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that everything works as it should with the active height control. And first thing we're going to do is just go down to low. As you see here, I should say, we are in neutral, and we're just going to bump down to low. And as you see, it's working. And there we are. We are in low. And that's pretty obvious, right? Because it's almost sitting on the ground, it looks like. So there's the low position. We are going to go back up to the high position. We're going to bump it twice. So as you see there, we got the high blinking. So the car is working itself into the high position. It'll take a second because it's got to get from low to neutral to high. and it does not work sequential at the same time. You have front, and the rear will raise, and the front will raise, then the rear will raise, then the front will raise to get us to that high position. Little hack here, if you want to check the condition of a vehicle's active height control, I recommend dropping it to the low setting and then working up to the high setting. There we are in the high setting. A lot of times when there are problems with the pump or things like that, it will not get into the high position from the low setting. So something just to consider there. And as we see, this thing is sitting up like a mountain in the high position as it's supposed to be, and our active height control all works as it should. So let me hop under here while we've got it in the high position. Let's take a look at the undercarriage. Again, this car is from Oklahoma. And I believe it was in California for a short period of time. Everything looks really, really nice under here. Do have an original spare, doesn't look like it's ever been down. So we do have some light corrosion on the weld points. That's a great look of it right there. Not anything at all that I would worry about. Obviously I would not have bought the car if it was anything worse than what it is. And what it is not bad. You're always going to get some light corrosion typically on the weld spots from time to time. Even here in Georgia, I've seen Georgia cars that will get it on their little weld spots. Skid plate looks great. There is our CV axle and our power steering rack. Everything looks good there. We don't have any cracks or leaking or anything like that going on. Same thing on this driver's side. Everything looks good with the power steering rack and the axle. Skid plate looks great. And we'll just pop under here real quick. You can see it's just really on that weld line as it goes down the frame. So everything looks good under there. Not worried about any of that, and we're going to come back to the neutral position so that I can easily finish the rest of this inside part. And there we are, back in the neutral position where it's supposed to be. All right, so regarding lighting, we do have our LED runners that are on and both working. So let me turn the lights on. And everything looks good as it should. We got 2 HID headlights, 2 halogen fog lights. Again, the LED fog lights did not start until 2014, which I know most of you know that, but for those of you that don't. Brake lights all working. 2 tag lights working. High beams are both on. Fog lights come off. So everything works regarding the lighting as it should. Turn signals. We've got our mirror blinking. Driver's side front blinking. Mirror blinking again. And left turn signal back here all looks good. Right front turn signal is working. Passenger signal mirror is working. And the right side is also working. so we don't have any issues with lighting. Horn, yep, it definitely works. So that will conclude the video for the inside. The weather is not great today, so I'm going to resume this in the morning. We will knock out the exterior, and I will see you guys then. Alrighty, so here we go. Let me show you what we got here. Start under the hood. Per the usual, we have all our plastic armor that protects everything. But other than that, engine sounds perfect. Everything under here looks really nice. Alright, so here we are. One thing I'll start to mention, the front bumper, we did have that painted. Just for normal little rock chips, bug damage, environmental damage, things like that. So really not much to say on the front bumper. It looks great. No damage or anything going on. Everything looks awesome on the bumper. As you can see, passenger headlight is in excellent condition. We don't have any fading, peeling, especially up top. Everything looks really nice and the way that it should. So our lens for our sensing cruise control is in great shape. Same thing with the front facing camera. And I'll showcase that off here shortly. It's not cracked, everything looks good there. Driver's side headlight, much like the passenger side, no issues. Everything looks the way that it should, really nice. So the front of the hood has been touched. You can see these little spots going around in here. Those are all little touch-up spots. I mean, I moved back a foot and you're not gonna see them. They're all very minor. That is pretty much what the front bumper looked like. And really this is only going on the front of the hood, as you can see. As I kind of work my way across. We don't have any damage or dents or anything like that going on with those little chips that have been touched up. And again, it's really pertains to just the front of the hood. That is why we painted the front bumper. It's because the front bumper looked a million times worse than the hood does. So I'm standing back 2 feet from the front of the car, just to give you some better perspective on what it looks like at a distance. Then once you move back a couple more feet, obviously you're not going to see it. So other than those touch-up spots on the hood that run along the front of the hood, the rest of the hood is in great shape. Do have a few spots right here towards the back, and again, these have been touched up, so they are protected. I have one right here on this edge of the hood, and one right there. Coming over here to the fender, a few little spots right up here, similar to the hood, obviously, that have been touched up. But per the normal with our cars, look how nice the side of the car is, walking down it. Rear bumper's in excellent condition. All right, so on this driver's fender, we do have 2 spots right here that have been touched up. Very, very minor, very small. You can see in reference to my finger. We'll work up the windshield is original, as you can see there. Or at least if it ever was replaced, it was replaced with the Lexus windshield. Do have a couple little tiny spots right here. The rest of the pillar looks excellent. There's no dents, no damage, no nothing going on up here. Same thing coming down the back of the quarter panel. Roof is in great shape. No fading, no clear peeling, nothing going on up here. No damage or dents or anything going on with the roof. Crossbars are intact. So everything looks good up there. Driver's mirror. Do have a little spot right here that's been touched up, as you can see. Other than that, our signal lens right here is not cracked. Everything looks good there, the way that it should. And I'll showcase off the camera for the other side. You can see the puddle light intact there. Do not have a camera on the driver's side mirror. Step bar looks awesome. We do have on our driver's door chrome right here. You can see just a little bit of, it's not peeling, but something maybe got under it, and you can see it's kind of lifting, the chrome itself is kind of lifting up, but that's the only spot where it's doing that. And it's very minor. The rest of the chrome is in great shape, as well as the rocker down here where the step bar meets. So here is our left front wheel. And as you see, everything looks great. There's no damage, no chips, no streaking going on from degreaser. Do have a set of very recently replaced Bridgestone lenses on this LX. You can see there how tall the tread is. So they're not new, but they are very close to new, we'll call it. Coming back to this rear wheel, just like the front, no issues, no streaking, no curbing, no damage, no nothing, no imperfections. Wheels look really good. And matching Bridgestones back here as well. Yeah, so the side of this, the driver's side of this car is in excellent condition. Looks really nice. Does not show the miles. And I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss anything. There is one little spot that's been touched up right here on the door. Right there. We do have our Toyo guard or PPF that's under the door handle and on the door edges. Same thing back here. Rear bumper is in great shape. Excuse the fog. We don't have any damage or nicks or anything going on. It's in great shape. Lower gate itself is in good condition. There is one little, hopefully this fog, you can see there's a dent right here. And because of where it is, it's not something that can be pressed out. That would have to go to a body shop. And it's so low on the door and below this body line that it's not very noticeable. I mean, you really have to stand back. Or excuse me, when you do stand back, as you can see, it's very hard to see. There is no denting on the body line or anywhere above it. It's just on that very bottom part, and there is no paint missing from said dent. It's just there. Upper part of the gate is in great shape. Nothing to talk about up here. All of our taillights are in great condition. No cracking or anything like that going on. Spoiler looks great. All right, let's see what we got going on in the cargo. Well, we'll start here. Obviously in our jam, you know, I always like to look in here. Everything looks great. All of our factory stickers where they're supposed to be. So you can see on the plastic here, it does have some light scuffing. There are some indentions where people have been pulling stuff in and out, as you can see. Very, very minor. If I step back and look, you can see that there's no huge gouges or anything like that. And we're going to say the same thing here on our plastic trim as well. Just some light scuffing. Nothing crazy going on. To be expected on a black interior car at this age. So, do have a little bit of storage over here. And we do have the toolkit intact. I've got pictures of all the tools on my website. I'm not going to pull that out for the video right now. Factory cargo mat, excellent condition. Back of these passenger seats, or the middle row seats I should say, classic denting going on the foam material on the back of the seats that you're going to see on these. Not till 2016 did they get rid of that. You even have a little bit of denting going on right there on that center console armrest. So obviously these seats were down for a lot of its life for whatever reason. Right rear seat, just some minor scuffing going on the bottom of the seat, nothing major, as you can see. Our feet that hold the seat though look really nice. Same thing with this part of the cargo that we can see, the plastic trim I should say. Driver's side seat, you can see same thing, some scuffing, light scratches going on the bottom of the seat. And our cargo over here looks good. Just maybe some minor scuffs right there on the side where the 12 volt is. Headliner back here all looks really, really good. So let's cycle these seats down. Let's take a look at the plastic trim over here. Everything looks great over there. Nothing going on to worry about. And the passenger side as well. it back a little bit. Back of the seats are in great shape. Same thing with our headrests up here. There is our middle row headrest. Let me show you what the seats look like. The bottom part, I should say. So we do have our seatbelt dents, as we can see here, that have happened over the years. You can kind of see also the outline of what I think are DVD headsets, or at one point there was one that was shut under this seat. The seats are in great shape other than that, and I think if you leave these seats up like this over time, those little indentions will work themselves out. There's a better view of the back of the right rear seat. So we don't have any holes or anything, but you just do have those dents, those indentions that you're gonna see on that material. So let me fold these down one more time. All right, power closing gate. All right, so let me turn it around. We'll hit the passenger side and get going on the rest of the interior. Car cleaned up really nicely. Again, going back to my comments yesterday about the value, seeking value, and this car really screams that to me. All of our rail looks really nice, no dents. The touch up, everything looks great there. Passenger mirror, you can see we do have a few little touch up spots around. Not anything crazy. Most importantly, our signal lens is not broken, and our camera lens is not cracked. We'll showcase off that camera here in just a minute when we get inside. So right here on the edge of this quarter panel, I mean, and I'm talking right here on this edge, there's a few little minor, you're not gonna be able to see these on the video, I wouldn't think. Tiny, there you go, tiny little dent. The reason that is there, and when I say it's tiny, it's tiny. The reason it's there is there's no way to get a tool behind this, because if you could put your finger back here, I just am feeling the back of the quarter panel. There's nothing to get a tool in here to press that dent out. So anytime you get a dent here on this edge, that's just how that's going to be, unless you paint the quarter panel, unless you repair it and paint the quarter panel, which what's going on this car is nowhere near worthy of that. Again, super small, but if you get down and look down the side of the car, you will see it right there, and it's like right there, so small, but that's there. Step bar, all of our chrome over here is in great shape. We don't have any issues, no imperfections like we were seeing on the other side. So right here on this fender, you can see about from here all the way down where somebody scraped something at some point. You can see my thumb for reference. It's not massive, and I mean, I'm moving back about a foot here and you can barely see it. There is a little bit of a wave. It's not a dent, but right here, really small wave going on right here. So you might see a little bit of an imperfection, but not terrible. Other than that, the front part of the fender's in great shape, or the rest of the fender, I should say. So this right front wheel looks just like the other side. Great shape, no damage, no curbing, no imperfections. Same set of Bridgestones. Right rear wheel, very uniform, no streaking, damage, curbing, none of that. Same Bridgestones, and they are nice and tall. Little tiny small touch-up spot right here. One up here by this door handle. Really, that is about it. Overall, all things considered, mileage, year, this car's in fantastic shape. So let's get going on the interior. You guys know that I go right to these door edges. As we can see, our edges look great. We don't have any damage, any seatbelt marks, cutting, anything like that. All of our armrest leather all looks really nice. Wood grain's all in good shape. Same thing with our window switch. Wood grain as well. Bottom of the door panel has couple little scratches right there, and then one that runs back. I'm going to stand back just so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. It's pretty hard to see. Very minor, what I would consider minor. Kick plate is in excellent condition, no denting, as well as our jamb. Don't have any seatbelt gouges from people slamming the door open. Seat overall is in great shape. All of this is original leather. None of this has been replaced. Seat does go forward, and it does come back, and it does recline, and it does come back up. Console from the seat belt, we don't have a bunch of marks going on there, so that's always nice because we know the black will show it. Glove box doors not scratched up. All of our trim up here looks great. None of this is peeling. All of our wood grain is intact. None of it's cracked or lifting. So everything looks good there. Window on this right front door. Let me showcase the carpet here for you guys. Looks like black carpet. No holes, no staining, nothing like that going on. Everything looks great. No damage, no imperfections, anything going on over there. All of our armrest leather here looks great. One little minor imperfection on this rear armrest. All of our wood grain looks great, none of it's cracked. Kick plate all looks really good. All of our plastic step here looks really nice. Jam itself is in good condition. No major touch-up or damage or anything like that. So this rear seat does slide forward and it does slide back. Back of the passenger seat, as you see, the DVD is on and working. Everything looks great on the back of that seat. Again, all original leather back here. No damage, no scratches. Everything looks great back here with the leather itself. Other than the little bit of hair that I'm seeing on it from something, probably me, from my dog. Pull this armrest down. A few little light scuffs and scratches on the wood grain itself. Not anything crazy. Cup holder. All of that works and is intact. That is where the remote goes. I do have it, obviously, but I don't keep them in the car. I keep them with my folder for the rest of the car, the information, I should say. So our rear console controls, all of our knobs are intact. 12-volt door is intact. And if I can get my phone to cooperate. You can see our registers all work. We'll do one last thing. Everything looks great under there. This car shows really well. Did a good job taking care of this car. Everything looks really nice through here. No damage going on with our wood. Step, kick plate all look fantastic. Jam is almost perfect. No seatbelt marks or gouges or anything. Seat does go forward and it does come back. Again, just like the other side, all this leather is original. None of it's been replaced. It's all in great shape. Passenger rear seat, back of that looks perfect. Moving on. Do have some minor scuffing going on the bottom of the door panel, as you see right here. Not anything major, no gouges or anything like that going on. Armrest leather looks great. Our pull handle looks awesome. Same thing with our wood here. So we do see on this wood right here, you can see it's got a few cracks. 1, 2, 3. Pretty small. None of it seems to be lifting at the moment. I don't know that that will or won't over time. But, you know, this is a laminate on top of what's under it, and you will see that from time to time on these cars. Standing back, it's not anything to cry home about. You will see that again from time to time on these cars. Jam is all in really good shape. We don't have any holes going on right in here, which is very common on all 200s. Same thing under the mat. Everything looks great. Driver's seat's in great shape. All of this is original leather. None of this has been replaced. Very light wear. Was not a heavy person who drove this car. Side of the console looks fantastic. You have a little bit of a minor imperfection here on the left side of this console. Pretty minor though. Seat does go forward, does come back, and it does recline, and it does come back up. Storage, heated steering wheel, traction control, AFS, which is your swiveling headlights, and that opens and closes the rear door. All right. Cool box is on and making noise, nice and cold. Armrests do slide forward as they should. Come on, cup holder door. These things are always so slow. Divider intact. No cracking, no peeling, no nothing going on anywhere here. Everything looks really nice on the center stack. Door does open and close. All right, so we'll start with the climate. As we see, we got 4-zone on. So here we are with the radio. You can clearly hear the radio works. We're going to turn that back down so we don't get any copyright infringements. We are able to cycle through all of our different sources here. My phone is connected. Back to the map, we already did that. There's our destination info if we want to use this navigation, which most nobody will. In general, we can go through and do whatever we want to do. You get the idea. So front defrost does work. Rear does work. We can see our rear air is on. Go ahead and turn these off. Hazards working as they should. Scrolling through the radio, you'll see the radio stations change up top. You can see I'm scrolling through, no issues there. Cooled seat for the driver's side, heated seat for the driver's side, and cooled seat for the passenger side, heated seat for the passenger side. Steering wheel is all in excellent condition. No damage, no imperfections, all the wood's intact and not cracked. Everything feels really nice. We don't have any peeling or anything going on with our buttons. Steering wheel does move up, it does come down, and it does come out to me, and it does go back in. Left blinker, we've already done this. Right blinker. Windshield wipers do work. I'm not going to spray the windshield. So you can see that our mirrors are out. Or actually, let me do this before I forget. Backup camera. And front facing camera. All right, so we can see that the mirrors are out. I'm going to fold them in. And we're going to go back out. So this is the right mirror going out, coming down, coming in, and going back up. Driver's mirror going out, going down, coming back up, coming back in. So everything works there. Our sunroof is tilted up, so I'm going to tilt it down and then one touch it open. All right, so everything works there as it should. Let me engage 4 low real quick. So we are in park. We're going to go to drive. I'm going to pull forward just a couple inches. And I'm going to bump it in neutral. And I'm just simply going to do this. And with that, we are going to be in 4 low. As you can see right there, there's all of our multi-terrain select categories that we can go into, or settings I should say. And we're still in neutral, so I'm going to come back out just like that. And 4 low is gone. So no issues with the 4-wheel drive system. Everything looks good there. So let me shut a door and we'll go on a quick drive. All right, let's head out and see what we got here. So one thing somebody mentioned that they wanted to see was the on a past video was the sensing cruise control, so I'm going to try to set that. Hopefully there's not a bunch of traffic. But the main purpose of this drive is just to showcase that there's not any crazy vibrations. There's no wheel bearing noise. There's no drivetrain noise, anything odd going on there. Everything is very sound and drives and sounds the way that it should. Sorry for the glare, the sun is very low and there's not much I can do about it. Steering wheel is nice and straight, it's not moving at all. No wheel bearing noise, no drivetrain noise, everything sounds and feels the way that it's supposed to. And I'm going to get on the brakes here in just a second. And we're on the brakes. Steering wheel's nice and straight, not shaking around, no rotor shake. Brakes feel fantastic, nice and firm. No hands on the wheel. Now they are. But you can see I'm barely touching the wheel with my fingers. No shake, no vibrations, no nothing. It drives great, tracks nice and straight. And I'm going to come back on the brakes here in just a second. Again, the brakes feel really firm, nice and firm, the way that you want them to feel on a 200. Love the black interior on these cars. Parchment is good, but the black to me is the best. All right, so two quick last things. Shut her down. All right, so we will check for factory remote start. I'm gonna hit the lock button 3 times and hold it on the 3rd time. So we do not have factory remote start. And again, door lock actuators. If we listen for the feedback beep, we know that we got that. We don't have any door lock actuator issues. I can't check it with a keyless entry car because when you go up to the door handle, it's going to unlock. So if you get that feedback when you do lock it, you know that there's no lock actuators that have failed. If you lock it and all you get is the light with no beep, then you know that you have a door lock actuator out somewhere. So with all that being said, so again, kind of to recap, 2013 200 series LX570, 176,800 XX miles, and overall a really nice car. Great value here, under $30,000, and a great spec. So for those of you who've been looking for a black interior car, specifically on this gray, here we are. Feel free to reach out, chris@hilsonluxury.com, 678-454-6060, and we'll see you on the next one.